Allison, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm a musical artist and dancer, and I just put out my debut solo album, Psycho Tycho. I've worked on a bunch of bands before, but this is sort of the first release I've put out under my own name. Yeah, and I'm currently here in Sweden, singing and dancing and acting in Swedish with a Swedish
Nice.
company. So yeah.
Do you you do a lot of stuff. You do bands, you do ballet, you do plays. Tell us a little bit about a little bit deeper than that. Like, you're a dancer, you act in Swedish. I mean, what the heck?
I think it's just like I've sort of had to embrace that the life of an artist is sort of a curving road, and you kind of just have to go where it takes you. And
Sure.
I've been dancing my whole life. I would say that was kind of like my first passion, and trained classically as a kid and all of that. And then I didn't start making music until I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I used to be so shy that I wouldn't even really talk. Like, people who knew me in college was like, oh, the girl who doesn't talk. I was pretty mute, but then I don't know, I started making music, and it kind of, something about being a dancer who's so quiet and you're like seen but not heard for so many years, something about making a lot of noise was, once I started, I just couldn't stop. I think the first show I did, I mostly just yelled through the whole show. It was just like, ah! Like this big release of energy. And I've kind of just kept going since then. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what's your show like? Do you perform with a band very often, or you just came out with your first release? What's that? Do you do any ballet or anything like that, or is it artistic, or
Yeah, I just like I said, I just released this album. Right now I'm in Sweden working on this other project, but I think when I get back to New York, I'll put together a show around the album. I definitely, oftentimes when I'm doing shows with bands, incorporate dancing into it, dancing myself, but also recruiting a lot of my dancer friends to do things as well. A lot of time, I kind of have them as plants in the audience, and then
nice.
At certain moments in the show, they'll all like kind of do something, and I kind of like to fuck with people a little bit. Like, was that supposed to happen?
That's awesome.
Or did that just, I don't know. So yeah, I definitely experiment with kind of trying to bring these two worlds together a lot. Yeah, I had a band called Huff This that was like an all-girl sort of.
I saw that on your SoundCloud profile, that song Huff This. I didn't listen to it, but I saw that name, that title.
Yeah. And that project, it was me and like 4 other girls, and sometimes we'd have as many as like 10 dancers with us, just doing crazy shit. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, you're we do indie music and stuff, but we have a lot of pop style and rap and stuff like that, but you're a standout from what we've had all this year. We do an episode every week, and we feature one artist per week, and you're a standout so far for me, because you're like more in the vein of music that I like to listen to, on the fringe kind of alt rock kind of stuff. I don't know what you would label your music necessarily, but
I've been actually asking for help in that regard. I've been asking people like, what would you call this? You were just kind of focused on making it, and then I feel like it definitely kind of crosses a lot of genres. So
yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. So go ahead and just give us a little brief explanation, of the tune that you wanted us to listen to and promote for you in this feature.
Oh yeah, it's called "Tried to Call You, But I Didn't Have Your Number," which I just think is really funny. A friend of mine kind of said that as like a pickup line to my producer. It's like such a funny, like, I don't know, we just thought it was like really hilarious. So that's the title. And it's sort of this experimental dark disco track. we're just trying to make something that really just gave you like, I think when we were making this album, we weren't chasing any specific style or any specific genre, but we were chasing like a very specific feeling, like a very specific just sort of state, and it's kind of articulate what that is, but just something that kind of feels like good and sort of sensual, I would say. Like, and this song in particular, like, just kind of makes me feel.
I actually haven't listened to this song yet, so I'm excited.
Yeah, this one's my favorite. So.
Cool. So this is the one we'll play. This is "Tried to Call You, But I Didn't Have Your Number" by Alison Clancy. That one. That one's my favorite already. I like that. Cool. So the song was about your friend and your producer. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that was just where we came the title. I don't know what the song is about exactly, or maybe I just don't want to say.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's cool.
That's where the title came from. But yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That one's my favorite so far, and I've listened to a couple of them, but I didn't get to that one yet. So I like that one. I'm glad you picked that one for the show because that one's going to fit in just perfect. I think that gives a good representation of a little bit of everything in what you do. You know, some of it's like kind of avant-garde in a sense that it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it sounds really good. You know what I mean? Like first couple of tracks, I guess. Well, there's one. What was it? It was. Well, I guess it was Psycho Tycho. It was pretty different.
Yeah, I mean, all the tracks, like, they're definitely kind of in different worlds, but the way we sort of mixed it and mastered it, and we tried to kind of sonically bring them into the same universe, even if stylistically they're different. I think they still all together kind of have this cohesive tone or mood, even if it kind of jumps from style to style. But we definitely played with experimental song structures. Like, they're not verse, chorus, bridge,
oh, yeah,
chorus. They're definitely kind of taking you on some more abstract journeys than that, I guess.
Why don't we always wrap it up with letting you, give out thanks, shout outs, links to where everybody can find your music and all that stuff. What's coming up next for you? So go ahead and roll us out.
Sure. Well, number one, the big shout out for me on this album is to my producing team. It's Marisa and Cliff from the band City Girl, and you guys should definitely check out their stuff.
Cool.
We really made this album together. It was like an amazing creative process to go through with them making this. And yeah, you can find them all over the interwebs. I have my whole album up at just my website, AlisonClancy.com. and it's also at SoundCloud and Bandcamp at Alison Clancy. My big shout out is to Cliff and Marisa from City Girl.
Excellent.
And I love you, New York City, and I'm excited to be back soon.
Awesome. Well, it's so good to talk to you. This will be on December 27th, like I said. So if you're around, you can pop into the live stream even. But, you're in Sweden and we're in New York.
Yeah.
So again, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. We're going to write up a nice feature on you. We'll be promoting you for the next few months as a featured artist on our website. And don't be a stranger. If you're around, pop in.
All right. Thanks so much, Joe.
Pleasure.
Happy holidays.
Yes, you too. Thank you.